welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. Maybe it's happy Sunday for you or happy Monday for you, wherever it is you are in the world. I'm Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK. I'm the president and founder and chief listening officer here at our network. This is a brand new show. It's called Get Off Your Couch. Why is it that I'm doing this show? I've got a fabulous co-host. I'm going to bring her out and we're going to talk about it together. But in the meantime, get yourself ready to get off that couch or up off that chair. We're going to have you going in just a couple of minutes. Let's welcome Sarah Jillian to the program.
Hey,
hi, Sarah.
Hi, Dr. Jacalyn. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you doing? You pumped up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always. Always ready to go.
I'm so happy to have you here. You're joining us from Canada. I'm here in New Jersey in the United States. And when I reached out to you about doing this show, you were totally in. You're like, yes, let's help people figure out how to get in shape and get off that couch. But you don't have to go to an expensive gym. You don't have to go run 10 miles. There's all different things you can do at home. So Sarah, I'm going to spotlight you. Tell us a little bit about your background and why fitness is so important to you and your work.
Well, I feel that staying in shape is really part of being alive. I mean, if you're going to be alive, if you choose to live, you should really keep fit because it helps to, it's like there's a connection between your brain and your body. And if you keep that connection going with fitness, you stay fit mentally, and when you wake up in the morning, you're connected. And if you're not, you're just a little disconnected. Do a little fitness and you become connected.
Perfect. Thanks so much. So I am really excited about this because I've been sitting at this desk all day. I finally left the desk at 10 of 2 Eastern time.
Wow.
So we're going to do some arm workout. We do have a special guest who is traveling, and we're hoping that he will be able to get a connection, Tony Simmons. But until he's here, I want to start off with you. And you've got some really creative ideas of what people can do using things in their own space to actually get their arms moving. So share with us what that is.
Well, before I got the weights, I was doing aerobics with different things around the house because I thought I wanted to get my arms, I wanted to build up my muscles. And because I didn't have the weights, I started, soup cans can work because there's weight in them. Or the other idea I had was water, if you have water bottles. But my favorite thing before I got the weights was peanut butter. And it's, it can be any type of peanut butter. It doesn't have to be Jif. It doesn't have to be organic. It can be whatever you have. And it's just a great weight. It's good. And you hold on to it. And you know what's so funny is that it's actually a little sticky. So it sticks to your hands. And that's sort of how I started with the weights.
I love it. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I have my weights here. I've got a set of 3 and I've also got a set of 5. And then they're just the ones I'm using for today. I've also got 8, 10, 12, and 15. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by standing up. And if that's possible in your space, or if it's not possible, just bring your arms behind you. So we're just going to stretch out a little bit. If you can clasp your fingers behind you, maybe drop your head and just pull your hands down towards the ground. Pull your shoulders down towards the ground. And I really feel that from doing all the planks that I'm doing. And just breathe into it and let it go. And let's bring our left arm in front of our body and then bend at the elbow. We'll take our right arm and bring it right across. Right here around the middle of your upper arm, exactly. And let's switch sides, whichever is the other side for you. Okay, and then let's reach overhead and stretch over to the right. And switch our hands, switch over to the left. We're pointing towards each other. Look at that. Okay, let's just do some shoulder rolls. Backwards, forwards. Okay, and now we're going to get started. I'm purposefully not playing any music because I don't want to have to worry about copyright infringements and then go back and have to take the music out.
Getting in big trouble.
Exactly. So I'm going to pick up my 3-pound weights. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my arms behind my back. And I've got a lot of equipment here, so I'm not able to really move around as much as I'd like. But I'm going to be, I'll demonstrate. We're just going to be pushing our arms back behind us. You might want to have a slight bend in your elbow. And you can use weights or not use weights. It's up to you. So let's begin. We're going to do this for 30 seconds. So you're just pushing your arms straight behind. Your arms are straight like this. There you go. And you may want to drop your chin to your chest and just breathe. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. I really prefer breathing through in and out through my nose when I'm working out because I'm really in control of my breath that way. So just keep going. I don't actually have the timer going because I can't do this and push the timer at the same time. So we have about 10 seconds left. 10, 9, that's it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, keep your arms there. For those of you who are at home, we want to just keep going. We're going to cross our arms behind us now like this. Can you see that? Yeah. So we're going to cross our arms behind us. We're working the back of our arms. I feel this already, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That feels good back there. Yeah.
It does. And we're just doing it for 30 seconds. So if you say to yourself, I don't have time to work out, I don't know, you have 3 minutes. Is your health important to you? So just try to keep your arms elevated.
Oh, that really hurts.
Keep good. Keep breathing. We want it to hurt. We want to feel that burn and get rid of any bat wings we have in the back. Well,
it's really good. It really feels like a great stretch. You know?
It's
very great stretch.
5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to bring our arms out. Okay. We're just going to do little circles. Forward circles. There you go. Keep breathing. How about you at home? What are you doing? We'd love to hear from you, but don't drop your weights or your arms to let us know. You can tell us afterwards. So right now we're getting a good shoulder workout as well.
Oh, yeah.
And you can have a little bend in your elbow. All right, keep going. Another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now the other way, backwards. Woo!
Whoa.
Watch out for whatever you have around you. Looking good, Sarah. How do you feel?
Oh, it's good. I mean, after all the other ones I've done this morning, this is just like, it feels good because it feels like those muscles needed to work again.
Yeah.
Because they were getting stiff, and this feels like it's loosening them up a little bit.
They're happy
for you. Work it and loosen it at the same time.
Exactly. All right, let's bring our arms up, and we're going to bring them overhead. Our elbows come close to our ears like this. Our weights are together, and we're going to work our triceps. There you go. Pressing your elbows in towards your ears. That's really key. And remember, at home, you do you. Okay, we are not physicians. I don't know what your current health status is, so only you can be the judge of that. We're just offering some tips here. That's our disclaimer for the day. Can you feel this, Sarah?
Oh, yeah. That feels great, too. That's another great feeling. You feel the stretch in your arms between your shoulder and your elbow. And then again, you feel the muscle between your wrist and your elbow. Feels really good.
All right, so we're just about finished this one. So we're going to bring it out and now bring it in front. And our elbows are going to be right at our waist. I'm raising mine up for the purposes of this demonstration. And we're going to cross in front. So I'm going to step back right by your waist. Elbows are pinned to the waist, pinned. Cross, over and under, over, under. That's good. Keep breathing in and out. Inhale, exhale. 8 more. 7. You feel it. 6.
Oh, yeah. That feels good. And, you know, this is where you can sort of pull in your stomach as well, your stomach muscles. Exactly. And you can feel it in your back. You can feel the muscles in your back between your shoulder blades. It feels good, right in your shoulder blades. Here. Yeah.
Elbows are still pinned to your waist, but I'm going to take mine away to show you. It's like you're serving a platter, you're taking it back. Here's some cookies, put them away. Have some Danish, don't even think about it. You want some pizza? No.
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 Sarah, what are some of the things that you like to binge eat if you ever do binge?
Oh, you know what? There's this place that makes peanut butter muffins. And I have to say, if I'm going on a binge, it's a peanut butter muffin. They are so dense. They're probably a half a jar of peanut butter. And I love them. And with a cup of hot chocolate, I'm in.
And the peanut butter's got good protein.
Yeah, but it's like a total binge, because I'm telling you, when you're finished one of those, it's like lead.
You can't move. All right, we're going to do 4 more of these. And 2 more. And 1 more. Now this time we're going to bring our arms up, our elbows up, and then down. Now we never want to bring them too high up. We just bring them to shoulder height and down. Nice little shoulder routine that we've got going here today.
Right.
I'm all about working my shoulders. I've always been. I don't know why.
No, you know, it's really important. I think that that's where a lot of strength comes from, is up there in that area. I know from swimming too that I built that muscle up, and it started disintegrating when the pandemic came, but I started building it up again with aerobics and with the weights.
You know, that's really interesting. I think we each have our own body part that we like to work on. But I think for me, for shoulders, I used to travel a lot in my corporate career, and I'd have that suitcase, that carry-on, and I shoved so many things in, and I'd have to put it over over top in the bin. And I never wanted anyone to help me. All right, we're going to hold it up this time. Now, right from here, just the elbows come up, the elbows go down, maybe an inch or less. Good job.
That feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, just lifting it just a tiny bit.
Keep your shoulders down. We don't want this. We want the shoulders relaxed. If you have to take a break, go ahead. And again, maybe you have to put your water bottles down, but don't pick up any alcoholic beverages while we're doing this.
Sunday afternoon. Wait until this show's over. Then you can celebrate.
Yes. By the way, we promised the people 3 minutes, and I think we're on about 9 minutes right now.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
All right, last one. Let's hold it up. Okay, now take a deep breath in, push it out, bring it back. Almost
that's good
like
too.
Chest press.
Yeah,
there
that's
you
good.
go.
I like that one.
Woo! Yes. I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah, me too. I've got my air conditioner off too. I'm really sweating.
It's good though. All right, let's do 5 more. And I see we've got some comments from 1 or 2 people in the private group there on Facebook. I don't know who it is because your name's not there, but thank you.
They're probably saying, give it. Go for it.
Let's roll our shoulders out. Now, something else we're going to work on. And Sarah, I didn't prompt you for this, so I don't know if you're able to do it. But right in front of me, I have a chair. So if you don't have a chair, and Sarah, you might not be able to do this one, but if you're at home and you have a wall or a chair or something, make sure you have enough. You have oh, good. So we're going to just do some push-ups.
Oh,
I got a chair right in front of me.
How, I guess I couldn't really actually do that. But so what are you doing there, Jacalyn?
So I've got the chair in front of me. I've got my hands about shoulder width distance apart, and I'm bringing my chest down to the back of the chair, and I'm
Oh,
pressing
oh, I
myself back.
see. Like this. So I could do it in front of the screen like you.
Yeah, exactly. So you bend your elbows and then straighten.
Okay.
Bend, straighten. Good. And our Facebook user is Katie Jacalyn. Hello, Katie. Jacalyn, thank you so much for watching and commenting. Are you doing the workout with us?
Or just laughing at us.
Let's do 5 more. Push-ups are so good for so many
Oh,
reasons.
yeah.
You're engaging your core, and of course, we're working our pecs. We're
Oh,
working our
yeah.
triceps. Let's just do 2 more, and then we're going to stop for a moment. And nice work. Okay, shake out your hands, shake out your arms. Now, this was not on the agenda, but I'm putting it on right now. Okay.
Surprise, surprise. Jacalyn's full of surprises, Dr.
This is going to be a good one for you, Sarah Jillian, because I know that you're really into yoga. So as we get older, we lose our balance. And to me, and I want you to jump in on this, I feel like yoga helps center us and helps us with our balance. And when our balance is literally off in terms of being able to stand on one foot or even be able to, go back a little bit, it means our life is usually out of order as well. What are your thoughts?
Totally. I mean, I think that if you have that sense of balance within yourself, it's true. It's almost like it sort of aligns your brain to other things in life. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Thank you. Good points. All right. So if you're able to, wherever you are watching this, I want you to try balancing on one leg, one foot. And now we can take this into steps. I don't even know if you can see me, probably not. No. So basically what we're going to do is if you have a chair in front of you or you have a wall, you can use that. And you can slowly start to straighten your one leg. I'm straightening my right leg. And now my left leg, I'm bringing off the ground. Maybe just balance on your left big toe, if that's where you are today. And if not, you can actually reach down and pick up your leg and bring your heel towards your hip bone. That is a yoga move called Eagle. And you'll see immediately, how is your balance today? How are you feeling? Sarah, how about you?
Well, it feels good. I mean, I think that it like you said, it aligns you. It almost feels like it pulls you in center.
Yes, I agree with you. Now, I'm leaning a little to the side, you can see. What I really like to do to practice is I like to do the one-legged exercises on a Bosu. So it's completely unstable, and then I constantly have to adjust, and that works your core. All right, so let's put that leg down, shake it out, shake out your right leg if that's the one you were standing on. And now for me, my left side is not as flexible, and so I'm a little off balance. So stand with your left leg straight or as straight as you can get it. And then again, maybe you have to lift up your right foot off the ground. Maybe you're balancing on your big toe, or maybe you can lift your whole leg up. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, reach down and grab your right foot. And just focus and breathe. How's that feel for you, Sarah?
That feels good. It feels really good. And it feels like it, you know, I like this exercise because if you do it by yourself without somebody else talking to you, but if you do it by yourself, then you can really focus in on the energy, getting that energy from just one side and bringing it to your center to
Absolutely.
help the other side and just to balance.
Good points. All right, when you're ready, shake that out. And we're going to do a couple more things. Let's just stretch out our arms. Other side. Now, what we're going to move on to, and again, we promised you Good exercises that you can do at home. So we're going to actually go into squats now. So with a squat, we're going to keep our feet hip width distance or a little bit more. And then we're going to have our arms out in front of us to keep us balanced. You can also pick up your weights if you want. And then we're actually going to squat
I might
down.
mention putting up hair maybe when you start sweating, because you're making me sweat.
Put your hair up.
Put your hair up.
So I'm going to demonstrate the arms. Your arms are going to be out in front of you. You're going to bring them in. And then as you squat down, the arms push back. Then they come in. So we have a compound exercise here. And I like compound exercises because we work more than one part of the body. We're working our lower body and also our upper body and our core. So we're going to squat down and push back. Squat down and push back. Yeah, get a little booty work in there, people. How you doing there, Sarah Jillian?
I'm hanging in there, Jacalyn.
See, it's good to have fun too, right?
Yeah.
You work out by yourself.
I have to do this Sunday afternoon. Of course.
And by the way, to our lovely audience members, Sarah Jillian and I are doing this behind a green screen. So we have limited space where we can actually move. All right, let's do 4 more. Woo! Burn it.
I like the sound effects. You should start singing, Jacalyn.
La, 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 la.
That'll happen. I'll join in the chorus.
That's right. Woo, 1 more. Okay, now from wherever you are, we're going to come up onto our toes for some calf raises.
Ooh.
Lower, lift. And again, if you have the weights, you're adding more weight to your body, so it makes it more difficult. Are you feeling that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now what I want us to do is stay up, all the way up on your tippy toes like you're wearing 7-inch heeled Manolo Blahniks, and push up from there, right up from there. Don't go down. Just tiny little movement.
Oh, the tiny movements are the ones that really hurt. That's like, that burns.
And that's what we want when we have our, our legs showing and our sexy outfits. We want to have those really beautiful, well-defined calf muscles.
If you only saw them.
Yours are beautiful enough already, right?
So funny.
Okay. Now hold it at the top. Last time, we're going to hold it here for 30 seconds. We can do it. Did I ever tell you about the time? I literally had on 7-inch heeled shoes. They were Prada. I should not have been wearing them because I was too old. And I got out of the car and I went up on the pavement and tripped and fell.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's probably why I would not be wearing them.
I gave them away shortly thereafter.
Oh.
All right, and come down. I was okay. Yeah, I skinned my knee and I hurt my hand, but I really hurt my pride because I realized, that chapter's over.
Wow.
Crazy. All right, so now that was our workout for today. What do you think?
I'm burnt.
You feel it, right?
I'm done. No, that was really good, Jacalyn. I feel it. I do. I feel it. On top of all the other things I did, I mean, then to do that again, so it really is like a short little workout in the middle of the afternoon is really a bonus. It's great. Yeah,
because I feel like, you have a very active life. You're out of the house a lot, and I'm here behind this desk a lot. And I typically get out for at least an hour of exercise, but I have this watch on, and the watch will say time to stand up, because I've been sitting too long. So you do these kinds of things right there at your desk and you feel better. At least I feel better about myself that I'm not being lazy.
And the watch tells you to get up?
It says time to stand up. So it has,
Wow.
yeah, it has three, and this is the Apple Watch, folks. Of course, I'm not a paid spokesperson, but so far today, I burned 73 calories because I wasn't wearing this watch and I was sitting at this desk. So I think almost 70 calories from what we just did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't go eating that 70 calories now. That's the trick, right?
It
It's not,
is.
you don't look at it and go, okay, so I'm almost at a Big Mac.
How about that big pie, big pizza pie?
Yeah, or
But
big pie.
Sarah, Jillian, I want to go over to you and I want you to talk a little bit about the things that you found in the home and how do you know which one you're going to use? Like, do you start off with the soup can and you think to yourself, one day I'm going to get to that bottle of water? I mean, how does it work?
You mean, how do you progress? How do you
Yes,
progress from a
yes,
soup can to a jar of peanut butter and then
please.
actually order the weights? Well, I think that this was like my first thing. I thought, well, I'll go with the soup cans and I'll try them. And there's, these, a lot of people have soup cans or cans of peas or those kind of things in their cupboard, and that's why I went for them. But then, it just so happens that we were in the pandemic, and I thought it was a good idea to buy peanut butter in a pandemic because I thought, what an excellent food to eat in a pandemic. So, especially if there's a food shortage, at least peanut butter is a pretty good food. So, anyways, on top of the fact that now they had become weights at some point. Anyway, so yeah, and also the measurements of the amount of peanut butter in each, if you don't open them and eat them, or eat it, I should say. But yeah, this I progressed to, but then I thought the water is a little heavier. Go for the water. It depends though, like what the water's in. If the water's in glass, the water's in plastic. And then finally I ordered the weights, and then I knew what I was holding on to in terms of like real weight. That's how it progressed, I
You're
guess,
so
Jacalyn, from one
creative.
thing to the other. I
Yeah.
just kind of
Here's a
went.
question I have for you though. What if you decide to start eating the peanut butter and drink the water?
Well, you don't carry a spoon with you to the workout, and you make sure that the water is not the type of water that you want to drink. You don't want bubbly water,
Oh,
perhaps, or you do want bubbly water, and then you have the plain water in bottles. So actually, the plain water in bottles tends to be, believe it or not, a little heavier for some reason.
hmm, interesting.
An
Tell us
interesting.
about the importance of drinking water and how much water do you normally drink in a day?
Oh, I do actually consume quite a bit of water, but it's not always just in water. I'll have tea, decaffeinated tea, which is, just a plain tea, like a peppermint tea or just decaf tea, and that is considered water. So probably the question was, Jacalyn, how many? I would say probably 6 to 8 cups of tea or water or liquid.
Thank you. And Sarah Jillian, are you drinking caffeine or not?
Well, I do drink caffeine in the morning, but I tend not to drink that much during the day. I have a lot of energy myself, but I know a lot of people do drink tea and coffee, regular tea and coffee during the day. If I did that, I might never sleep. But
Well, this has been a fun first show. And for the people who are saying, where's Tony Simmons? We read Tony's showing up. He's traveling. So, there's times when people can't get Wi-Fi, and it's actually better if, I don't know if that's the situation, but I did hear from him, I think this morning, and he was intending to be here. So we'll look forward to having him for another week. Sarah,
sure.
before we close out, I want to spotlight you. And if you can tell people about the work that you do, you're a very creative person. You've had a lot of auditions, and you're already working as an actor and as an author. So tell us more about that, please.
Well, lately I've been doing quite a bit of auditioning, so hopefully you'll see me somewhere. And that'll continue as an actress. And that's like an ongoing basis. And I'm also an artist, so I continue to do my artwork. And I do have a piece of artwork in a pixel project, and that's kind of fun. But I sell greeting cards that's my artwork. But I also am an author. I write and I illustrate, and I have a few books on Amazon under a pen name, which is not Sarah Jillian. I have another name, Sarah Pileski. If you click on to, well, actually the name of the book is Did I Really Dream Last Night? And that's available on Amazon, book 1, 2, and 3. And 4, 5, and 6 have not been published yet, but they're finished. And I'm just kind of transitioning. I would rather be in doing acting at the moment. So that's where my focus is.
Thank you so much, Sarah Jillian. And it's so ironic. Our show is over and Coach Tony's backstage. So he doesn't have his camera on. Let's see if he's able to connect. If he's able to connect, we'll bring him on.
Sure.
Coach Tony, are you there? We see your little icon, but no camera. Will he connect or not, Sarah Jillian? What do you think? There he is. Let's bring him on. Woo!
Hey, Tony.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. It's very it's
dark.
very dark on the bus and everything, so that's good.
Oh, that's so cool. A bus interview. I love it. I love it. Where are you going, Coach Tony?
We're actually heading back home from back to Poland.
Very exciting. Well, we're happy to have you. We actually just did an arm workout. We did some squats and we did some balancing, but I'd love to spotlight you and for you to share. You've got this long, illustrious career in the NFL, as well as many other leagues. And you are an expert coach helping people change their mindset and their physical appearance, as well as their mental appearance. Tell us more about the work you're doing, Coach Tony.
So right now, one sec. Let me try to get into some more light. Okay. So what I do basically now is I'm coaching wide receivers and tight ends over at the Warsaw Panthers right now. This is my sports team, professional sports team in Poland. This league is called the European League of Football. So it's European professional high-level football over here. So you would look at the NFL or CFL and things of that sort. That's what that is here.
Fabulous. And how has it been for you, the transition that you made from being, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to listen.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. The transition from being on the field. So how's it feel to be on the field, and how's it feel to be off the field coaching people get on the field?
Well, nowadays it's a lot easier than it was before. But I played my last game in 2019. 2019 was my last opportunity to play, which I played in Australia. And but the transition was actually fairly hard. Every time I am trying to, I'm a do-it coach. I like to go out and show what the things I need to do and get done to explain to the guys on the field. And if I'm out there doing it, it's a lot easier, because if I can do it at my age, they can definitely do it at 20 years younger than me. But that's one of the things there. And transition was hard at first. And then now, as my body has gotten older and the pain sets in a little bit longer, it's a little bit easier to let go.
Thank you so much, Coach Tony. I know, Sarah Jillian, you probably have some questions. I'm just going to ask one more and then I'll turn it over to you. So, Coach Tony, I'm 59 and a half, and sometimes I'm really mad at myself that I don't look the way I used to look, but I'm still really strong. So I'm really grateful for that.
Okay.
But as we age, things happen, and we don't, even though I'm really strong, I don't look the way I used to look. So can you talk a little bit about that? Like, how do we get out of our heads and get away from the mirror and just appreciate the strength that we can have?
One of the biggest things is it's very, very mental. One of the biggest things for most people is to, like you said, step away from the mirror. You're not going to be, if you had the ability to be 20 years old, you know what I mean, again, and look that way. Of course, we're all taking, but we also know that the reality is that we're not getting any younger. No matter how many times you can say 40 is the new 30 or 50 is the new 40, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. What it is called, it's the mind trying to trick yourself. What we're trying to always do is say, we're tricking ourselves. We're trying to do this. You don't need to. Just basically understand this. You're getting older, but what you try to do is whatever you have left, whatever you got, how you look, that's the best you can look at this moment. And now you strengthen everything you can, physically, mentally, and spiritually, in all three aspects, and do the best that you can and keep what you have now. Because eventually you're going to start losing strength. Then eventually you're going to start doing that. So one of the things I always say as you get older, even like you said, you're 59 and a half, one of the biggest things you need to work on is flexibility. Stretching, flexibility is really key, because once you fall, you have to learn how to get up. That's the strength part. So, and it has a mental aspect to it too as well. So you have to understand those things. Like, you remember the old commercial, or not commercial, but yeah, it's commercial. I've fallen and I can't get up. Well, one of the biggest things in the world is you need to learn how to get up off the ground, because when you're on the ground, and if you want to look at it in the thought of the food chain, if you're on the ground, if you're underfoot, you're at the bottom of the food chain. So you need to learn how to get back up.
That's a great point. Thank you.
That's interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
Sarah, do you want to review?
Yeah, I do, Tony. So I'm wondering, you collaborate into your fitness routine, a little bit of creativity, and I'm wondering why how important that, how you integrate that in, and why you feel that might be an important element of staying healthy.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest things to stay healthy is you have to be creative. If you went and did the same workout every day for even 2 months, you get bored and be like, oh, I need something different. So you got to stay creative. Doing stuff at home, doing stuff like you can do training. Like right now, I could do squats on the bus if I wanted to. I could do lunges up and down the aisle and stuff like that. You have to make it fun. Sometimes you got to also be able to laugh at yourself. Like, you have to do some crazy stuff. Be like at a park, all of a sudden you're running and you're like, what? Just stop and start doing bench squats. Every time you take a seat, stand up, do 10 of those, and then keep jogging and stuff like that. You have to be able to put yourself in a situation that this is not the only thing I can do for the rest of my life. Every time I go through a new moment in life, a new 7 or 8 years or something like that, or every month, you can change up your program just so you can keep it fresh. So it stays fresh to you, because people get bored. And that's just one thing. Plus, in the world of social media, the new fad is in every 5 seconds. Our attention spans have went from, I could pay attention for things for hours till I'm barely paying attention to something for 2-3 minutes, and then I'm moving on to the next thing. Now it's 20 seconds. It's less than that now. So we have to be able to keep things fresh for ourselves and stuff like that. And as we get older too, you just don't take the same BS anymore. You kind of like, I'm bored, and you move on. I'm tired of this. I'm tired. I'll move on to something different. This is boring. I'm going to something different. So, but if you're constantly keeping it fresh, you want to stay with it a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So I have a funny question for you, Tony.
Okay.
You played in the NFL, and did you ever fall down, like trip when you're running across the field with the football?
Of course, I've done that plenty of times, but you don't see it because I'm an athlete and I make it look smooth. Like, even when you're falling, you can make it look graceful.
Oh, just curious.
Coach Tony, I have a question for you, and you alluded to this earlier when you said about we have to be able to pick ourselves back up, both physically, mentally, emotionally. As we get older, you see this all the time. People are in an airplane and they can't get out of the seat unless they have to pull and claw on all the seats ahead of them. My mom's 83 and she gets up from whatever she's sitting. She doesn't have to hold on to anything. She gets right up without using her arms. And many people of all generations cannot do that. Why is it so important to be able to get up without using your arms, just for
because that's the strength in your legs and the strength in your hips. That's a hip adaptation that we have now become alone. Like most people now, if you see them sitting on the couch, especially I know everybody had that couch that was like, you remember your old grandmother's couch, and it was like it was well sitting, and so when you sat down, your butt was lower than your knees, and you needed to roll a little bit to get up. Everybody remembers that. You need to learn how to get up on your own, because that is your glutes, that is your quads, and your hamstrings are all trying to activate at the same time. It's called the mind-body connection. When you're sitting down and when you sit up, and when you just sit up without rolling, you're not adding any other. So that means you have to actually contract. You have to contract your quads, and you have to contract your glutes at the same time, and then fire your hamstrings all at the same time just to stand up. It's the mind-body connection. Most people have disconnected because they're not using. Most people don't even understand that your upper body and your lower body are in sync. It's like a drum. Like a drummer does one thing and your body needs to be doing something else. You need to be able to always be in sync at that level. Most people are just, let me roll over, let me get up, because that's the easy way to get up. Now, if you got knee injuries or knee problems and stuff like that, that becomes a different situation. But if you're on an airplane and stuff like that, like for me, when I'm on an airplane, if I'm in economy, my knees are right up on the back of the seat, so I have a bigger problem. So I just have to get my legs out to the outside, and I can do that. But if I'm trying to get up, most of the time I'm pulling on the things too, because I can't. My knees are just trapped somewhere. If you ever try to put your legs stand against a wall and try to do a squat and see how hard it is. That's how it feels when you are on a plane. If your knees are caught up on something really tight, it's real easy. But when you're a smaller person, most smaller people, they just get up and go. But bigger people or taller people and stuff like that, they actually have a lot of problems getting up. But if you are actually able to do it on the couch and you can stand up, you can do it. There's circumstances that, you do have to, use balance or grab things to help yourself out.
And this is something we could actually work on, right? We can work on this in our home.
Yes, you can just sit. If you sit down, you just sit down on a chair, and don't sit all the way on the back. Just sit down to the front and just stand up. And then as you learn how to sit, most people they'll do this thing called, they'll sit back and then they'll roll up, and they'll keep rolling to get back up. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying not to roll to get up, because every time that means you need momentum to get started. You know what I mean? As you get older, I don't look at anybody to say that they shouldn't be doing it that way. But again, everyone has different physiques. Everybody has different body textures, every types and stuff like that. Anything can happen. You got injuries and stuff like that to make things harder. But as long as you can get up, then that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yes, that's something we can take with us through our whole life. And Coach Tony, another question I have for you. You see this all the time at the gym, okay? I'm just going to demonstrate, right? Somebody's lifting weights.
Okay.
What is that? What is that?
Well, a lot of people do a lot of the noise is the noise. Noise is what it is. That actually is scientifically proven that when you make noise, you can actually lift heavier, that's why most people do it. That's why you see a lot of power lifters do it. And it's just because they're learning how to, as we say, most people look at it as, they're just making noise, but you're basically, you're channeling your inner chi and getting it to power up so you can lift harder. And then the balls is breathing techniques and stuff, because you're holding your breath and you're releasing the air at the same time. You know what I mean? You're doing different techniques and stuff like that. So that is the key for that. But people are doing it, and some people just don't know what it's for. If you see someone doing it and they're doing it with 5 pounds, and you kind of look at them like, okay, you just sound like. But if you see someone really lifting something and it's like, okay, that's kind of heavy, then most likely they're gonna make some noise.
I didn't know that. That is new information to me.
I can't believe that. So funny.
Just think of it this way. Look at a power lifter and watch how they lift. You can be quiet if you want, but it's so much weight. It's like you need to release that energy out so you can lift that weight.
Makes sense, but I didn't know that's what it was.
It is funny though when you see it in the gym a lot. It is kind of funny.
Now, what about when people are using sheer momentum to get the weight up? Is that okay?
Depends on the exercise. Some exercises you shouldn't be using momentum in most of the exercises that we use. So you shouldn't you never want to use momentum, but you know what? It all depends on the exercise. So we'll just go talk about this one in CrossFit. I love CrossFit, love people that do it and stuff like that. It helps people get to where they want to be. But one of the biggest things is when they do pull-ups, everybody's like, well, they are doing pull-ups on momentum and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But that's in their sport, in that sport of CrossFit, they can do that. But if you told them to do strict pull-ups, I would basically say they could probably do strict pull-ups too as well. Because if you look at it that way, then that means what are gymnasts doing when they do the uneven bar? Are they using momentum to do a pull-up? Because they're technically doing pull-up and a swing around and off the top of the uneven bar down to the low part back over and do a flip off of it. We look kind of weird if they were just doing strict pull-ups, right?
Yeah. That's
true.
the thing, don't you?
You gotta
Often
understand. Let's understand. Let's be conscious of what they're doing. If they're doing it for their sport, then it's for their sport. You can't go beyond that and say they're cheating. They're not. They're doing it because they can do that in their sport. But if they were told to do strict pull-ups, they would have to do strict pull-ups, in which they do. They tell them to do strict pull-ups too as well. So when you're kipping, doing strict pull-ups, it all depends on what you're allowed to do.
Thank you. Pull-ups are not my favorites. I can just tell you that much. I don't like pull-ups, but I do them. So,
Yeah.
I'd love to know, how do you work with people? Like, are you available for people to hire you? Are you pretty much totally engaged with what you're doing with the team now?
I do have time for people who to work with them personally. That's their choice, depending on what they want. I can't physically be there all the time, but I can definitely do virtual reality and stuff like that. So we talk and do stuff like that. I have videos. I have anything to help you get in shape. I can definitely build it. If I don't have it, I'll design it and then make it happen for you. But that's what I do. That's how I have to be creative, because, when we had the COVID situation, you can't be in someone's face because you never know what's going on. So you have to become more creative. Video, Skype, Zoom, whatever, FaceTime, WhatsApp, whatever. We were doing it, even Messenger. We were doing whatever we could to make sure people stay and keep in shape and stuff like that. So whatever you need, I basically became that person for you. So either virtually or in person, I can get what you need. It's just got to help me, and let's be creative together to make whatever we need to get for you to be the best for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
That sounds great. That's really, really encouraging that you're doing that for people. It's great.
Yeah, because that's how when people were still, athletics was still going, sports was still going. So people were still asking me, can you help them out? And I was like, I could train you from here. So I would go in my backyard, turn my camera on and show them what I needed them to do. And they did it, and they still became athletes, and it was just doing it in a different way.
Right. Very cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Definitely. We have time for 2 more questions.
Okay.
I'll ask one and then we'll go over to Sarah. So my question is this. In my life, I've always been obsessed with my weight. I just have for my whole life. So I would try this, then I would try that. Last year or 2 years ago, I was doing 75 hard. Then I stopped doing that. Now I'm doing intermittent fasting for the last 3 months. Plus I'm still doing my workouts, but I never seem to be able to get exactly where I want to go. And I know it's just because I'm older. I've changed my diet completely, but we do this. We try this, we try that, and we drive ourselves crazy. What can we do as a regular course of behavior and decision-making throughout our life, instead of going, seesawing all over the place with different things?
One of the biggest things why we seesaw so much is because everybody wants the magic pill. We are a society of instant gratification. If I can't get it now, then I don't want to do it. So that's why you seesaw. You go from one thing to the next. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Now, don't say that every diet, everything that's out there will work for you. You have to find out what works exactly for you. So if something worked before, then you keep going until it doesn't work anymore. And then you try it. Most people they'll try something for a month and be like, oh, that didn't work. And then on to the next thing. What you got to do is come with a mental plan and have a strategy of like, okay, if this doesn't work, what is my next plan? Am I going to go this, or am I going to try that? Like intermittent fasting. I've been intermittent fasting for forever, I guess, because that's how I ate, because I was always an athlete. I was always on a run. So I had to figure out something that worked for me. and I still intermittent fast to this day. I start eating at 12 o'clock at noon, and then I start eating, and then I eat to 9 o'clock, 8 to 9 o'clock, and then I'm done. So I have 16 hours. I'm a 16-8 faster. If you didn't know that, but yeah, I only eat for 8. I have 8 hours of eating and the 16 hours of not eating, which is also included in my sleep. So I really don't worry about it. But with that being said, it's just, you have to find something that works for you. I can't say that this diet or that diet or this eating lifestyle. You hear a lot of people say, the weight room is 50-50 and nutrition is 50-50. No, both are 100%. You got to give 100% into your nutrition just as much as you're doing it into the weight room or lifting or whatever you're doing physically for resistance training for your body. You have to give 100%. The one biggest thing is I will tell people, be as best as you can and find the foods, because a lot of people are allergic to foods too, then they don't realize that they are actually allergic, which is harming them in the end anyway, because they're not even helping themselves. Because some people eat certain foods and they get bloated. Some women know that now. I eat this food, I get bloated. Then why are you still eating it?
That's so true, right? But once you've discovered that,
right, like this. Oh, I know I'm bloated. I'm like this, but you eat this food and you get bloated. But I love it so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just eat it in the bathroom. That's okay. No, I'm kidding. No.
People do that. So I have a question for you, Tony.
Okay.
A lot of people, since we're on this nutrition kick thing,
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about nutrition. How do you feel about the ratio of carbohydrates and protein when you're working out? Because I've heard you should be eating a lot of protein, and then I hear you should be eating a lot of carbohydrates. So people get mixed up and they don't know, do I eat the pasta or do I eat the chicken? Do I eat the beef or do I eat?
Yeah.
They're confused.
Okay.
Is there anything you have to say?
What about that? It's not the confusion comes because carbs have got a bad rap. I'm sorry. I love carbs. They've got a bad rap, but carbs are bad. Everything is bad in excessive amounts. We can all agree upon that. If you do too much protein, it's bad for you. If you do too much carbs, it's bad for you. If you do too much fats, it's bad for you. Even if you do too much vitamin C, it's bad for you. And vitamin A or vitamins or minerals, it's bad for you. So you have to do everything in a balance, balanced portion to what you are trying to get accomplished, because you need carbs. So if you were a triathlete, right, you're not going to sit there and say, I'm going to pound all this chicken and protein down, but you need more carbs because you're using an energy system that needs carbs. If you're trying to build muscle and stuff, but you're eating a lot of carbs, no, you need to be eating more protein, because protein is the building blocks of muscles. So you have to balance it all out. And everybody's like, well, I want my body fat to be low, but you need your body fat to be at a specific percentage, even as a woman, because your body fat should be over 10%, over 10 to 12%. Or if you're anything lower than that, you could lose your period, and then that causes problems. So let's think about that. And then if you think about it for a man, we want our body fats to be so low that. But when you're a man, you have more muscle and your body fat's too low. Now you have problems, because now you're going to be cramping up and you could actually potentially hurt yourself further internally. So let's think about all the things we're putting in our bodies too. So with all that being said, everything has to be balanced out perfectly, but depends on what you're doing. If you're in some type of sport or something like that, you need to figure out what energy systems that you're using and feed that energy system, because your body is nothing but, if you look at your body like a car, you are trying to put energy, what you put in is what you get out of your car. So if you have a Lamborghini or Bugatti or some high price car, you're not going to put 87 in your car. You're not going to put the lowest brand. You're going to put the highest stuff in there, 93, 94. Y'all got something better? You're going to put the best stuff in your body. But then if you just got a car, you know what I mean, and it's a beater, and you just put 87 in there all the time, what you expect you're going to get out of it? You might get from A to B. Might be harsh, but you'll get to A to B. So let's think about it. Just get where you got to get going. You got to do what you got to do. And everybody doesn't have the money to be very healthy. Or healthy food, especially in the United States, is expensive. It's very expensive, and everybody doesn't have it that way. So if you don't have it like that, do the best you can with what you have.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks so much for talking about the body fat and the period. Now I understand why I don't have my period, because my body fat's so low. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
You kill me, Jacalyn.
What can I say? So
We put it, you can eat whatever you want to do as long as you understand that you're gonna have to work it off in some fashion, way, or form. You will be working it off. It's just how it's gonna, how hard do you want to work to get it off? That's it.
Yeah, and
Very true.
and you know what? So I think that you have to almost say, like what I do, Jacalyn. You might take some advice here. Just, I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I take a bowl, right? I take a bowl and I put my greens in there, about that much, and then I chop up my protein, whatever it may be, whether it's a vegan sausage or a piece of chicken or a can of tuna, and I put that in. And then, you know, I might mix in some grains, like some rice or something, so that it's in a bowl and I can see it. And then I know, hey, this looks like a really balanced bowl of food. And that is a meal, and that's balanced. When I finish that, sometimes I slice avocado in there for some fat. Then I feel like, hey, I don't feel hungry after I eat it, because my body has received a balanced amount of food all at once, and I'm not craving anything. So it does work.
And you shouldn't. And that should be things. And you guys remember, you know how they have the trays with the bigger portion of the tray at the bottom is like for your big meal, and then you have the two little small ones at the top right there. The little two small little triangles up there. That is actually a food. That is a plate actually made for balanced meals. Most people don't realize that. The bottom portion of the plate is for your protein, and then one side is for your carbs, and the other one is for your veggies. So that works. It's the simplest thing ever. Nobody never looks at the plate like that.
I didn't know that either. Thank you. I love all these tips.
But you know what plate I'm talking about? It's like the old school. Remember, we had the old school lunch trays and stuff like that, and they had the little 4 pieces, and one of them was always fruit, and now and then you had the other 2 that was this, and then that is the same plates. Those plates are designed; they were made that way for you to understand how to eat properly. But most people just dump everything on a plate. Just don't care.
But don't confuse that with TV dinner type.
No, but if you looked at a TV dinner thing like that, a TV dinner plate, that is a proportioned plate. But it's a TV dinner, so we understand that's not the greatest food in there. But it's a balanced diet. It's a balance. It's balanced.
I'm just saying, you know, the alternatives to healthy eating, if you can't have healthy eating, is those things that are
portion
there.
control too.
I've eaten many Hungry Jack meals in my day, and I'm okay with it.
This has really been fun. We have to wrap up because we have another I have a meeting right after this, I should say, not a show. But Coach Tony, will you come back and see us again?
Definitely. And then you'll have a better situation in the back here. I'm sorry about that.
No, listen, we're happy that you're here. I'm going to spotlight you. And if you can share with our audience how people can reach out to you and who you would like to contact you.
If you guys are willing to contact me, my website is www.sixpointathletics.com. That's the number 6, POINTATHLETICS.com. And that's how you basically can find, if you want to, are you interested in training? You want to catch me on Instagram or Facebook, Instagram, or anything like Twitter, just whatever that is. And it's /Coach Tony. Coach TD Tony, Coach TD Tony. That's COACH TDTONY, and that's how you contact me.
Thanks so much. And I think on LinkedIn that you're Tony TD Simmons. I think.
Yes,
I tried.
Coach,
yeah.
Coach
Perfect.
TD Tony.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Coach Tony. What time is it there?
Right now it is going on 10 p.m.
Okay,
Wow.
10 p.m. Well, safe travels to you, and you're welcome to come back and be on this show anytime you want, as well as any of our other shows. We have 29 shows a week now, so
all right. Thank you very much for bringing me on this one. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Tony.
All right, bye for now.
Bye, Tony. Bye.
He was great. Thank you so much for inviting him.
Yeah, no, I thought, well, he's a friend, and I thought, hey, he's got a lot of good
He's
advice.
got a lot of really good tips for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spotlight you. And by the way, please let people know about your other show here on USA Global
Oh,
TV.
right. Yeah, so I started another show with Jacalyn, Dr. Jacalyn. It's called Dream Believers. And if you have any sort of creative ideas, abilities that you want to share, successes that you've lived through with your creative endeavors, sign up and we'll talk to you. It would be fun. Whether you're a musician, we're probably going to start focusing our show on actors, people in the film business, but anybody that feels they have something they want to say, some creative ability that they want to put out there, we're there. We'll put the link on social media and you can sign up. And so I'm doing that with Dr. Jacalyn. And also, like Jacalyn mentioned, Dr. Jacalyn mentioned, I'm doing a lot of auditioning. So hopefully you'll see me on a bigger screen than a television screen or computer screen. And yeah, I finished up working with Steve Oakley from MTV. We did a few films and you can check those out. I'm in those. And I'm just hanging in and hanging out here. So that's about it.
This was a lot of fun, Sarah Jillian.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. And for any of you who are at home, if you try, when you try this workout, whether it's today, you're watching live or in the future, we'd love to hear from you. So you can go over to usaglobaltv.com, contact, and you can just put in your information. Maybe there's a certain kind of workout you'd like to see, or there's a certain situation that you have. But going forward, when we don't have guests like Tony and others, we won't be behind the green screen. We'll actually be, in our homes doing some other things to share with you, right?
cool. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely, Dr. Jacalyn.
All right, Sarah Jillian, so great to
Oh,
have you here. We
I
are.
know,
Oh,
it's so much fun.
you didn't say how to contact you, did you? No, I don't think so.
Oh, also, I'm on LinkedIn at Sarah Jillian and Facebook, Sarah Jillian, and Twitter, Sarah Jillian 71. And I even have a YouTube channel now. I throw on some fun videos on there, Sarah Jillian. And what else is there? There's a Pinterest, Sarah Jillian. There's actually, if you just Google up Sarah Jillian, I think they show quite a few things. But Instagram is that Sarah 1234. And I think I've covered everything. I think so.
Yeah, you've made it pretty easy for people to find you. And she is a social media influencer. So do reach out and connect.
Thank
So
you.
that's all we have for today. Sarah Jillian will be back on Wednesday, and I will be back, I think.
In 10 minutes.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. No, I have a meeting now, but I'll be back tomorrow. So thank you again. Thank you, Sarah Jillian. Thanks to
Thank
each and every one of
you.
you.
Bye.
Thanks, Tony
Bye, Dr.
Simmons.
Jacalyn.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, everyone.
Nice to see you. Bye, everyone. Bye,
Bye.
whoever's watching. Bye-bye.